What is going on, Internet? Lou here, and I am bringing you guys the Redemption ROM 1.0.4 changelog video today. But before I get into all the technical details, I want to take the brief moment to thank anyone who is involved in the ROM thread. It just makes me so happy to be able to, go through the thread on a day-to-day basis and read the posts and see people helping one another, seeing everyone being real positive, and no one talking down to one another. And I really hope that I've created an atmosphere and a place where people feel that they can ask even the simplest question. What I feel like I bring to the table as far as a contribution to Android and to Linux is I like to create a platform where there really is no stupid question. I feel as though both platforms have groups of elitists that claim that they know everything and have all the answers, and that you're an idiot because you don't know something. And it's one of the worst things I think that exists in both communities. However, I think that there are a lot of really helpful individuals out there that are more than willing to lend a helping hand. The only thing that I ask about the thread is I try to really be detailed in the change logs and all of the content I have in the original post. So please, to keep the thread as productive and as possible, read thoroughly through the whole post. Also watch these videos. This is why I make these videos, to hopefully answer questions and to give you guys a better understanding of all the changes and things that come down the path, so that once you get to the actual thread itself, it's going to really be reserved for things that aren't answered either in written form or in these videos. So anyway, if you guys are in the thread and are actively posting there and helping each other out, producing things like so I've seen somebody putting out some really cool wallpapers. I'm actually going to be updating the original post to reflect another thread that's been created completely dedicated to high-res wallpapers for Redemption ROM users. And this really brings me back to my HTC Incredible days, and I really enjoyed the Redemption ROM thread that I had originally for the HTC Incredible. This thread is really bringing back some memories, and it makes me feel good that I can create a place like this anytime I bring Redemption ROM to a new device. So hopefully you guys are feeling like you have a home and feeling like there is a ROM that is suiting your needs, and feel as though that the thread's a place where you can not be afraid to ask a question. So anyway, for those of you who are new, welcome. For those of you who have been sticking around since the beginning, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And let's head over to the Roots Wiki thread where Redemption ROM lives, and we'll check out the changelog for 1.0.4. Alright, so here we go. We're at Roots Wiki. This is the Redemption ROM thread. Okay, so starting at the top here, I've compiled this with all of the latest AOSP master commits as of January 16th. Advanced power menu. You asked, and you asked, and you asked, and here we go. Now, don't thank me. Thanks CyanogenMod. I cherry-picked this particular feature out of the CM repo and added it to Redemption ROM. CyanogenMod did all the heavy lifting. They're the guys who coded this. All I did was merge these commits into my sources, which kind of brings me to my next point. Keep in mind the vision of this ROM. As people jump from ROM to ROM, and there's these kind of crack addict flashers who are flashing ROMs all the time, I'm not in competition with anyone else. I'm not trying to win ROM of the year. I'm creating a ROM for me, for my daily day-to-day use. And I feel as though the AOSP purists out there, there's probably a small group of people that really like that stock look and feel, but really want it optimized. And that's why I want to share this ROM with you. However, I'm not going to ever add a feature that I don't understand. And by that I mean anybody who knows how to use Git and knows how to manage AOSP source can go out, cherry pick all the best features from all the best developers and throw it into one ROM, and everyone could think you're a magic man. However, you're not the one that did any of the hard work, okay? And eventually what ends up happening is you've got a couple of people, or say even teams of people, who are creating these really cool, innovative, creative features, And then you've got this larger group of developers that basically just takes all those features and incorporates it, into their ROM. And so eventually all the ROMs start to look the same, but there's only a very small group of people actually creating and innovating and moving the new features forward. I'm never going to add a feature if I decide that it's a good one that I don't understand. And by that I mean advanced power menu. This is a 4th revision, and I've waited till now because I could have easily have just cherry-picked it from the CM source and added it to my ROM here, but I didn't understand how it worked on a code level. I don't have any programming background. I do not do this for a living. This is a hobby. I read books, I use the internet, and I try to learn as I go. And if I don't understand something, if I'm going to use a feature, I want to understand how it works, because eventually I want to be the person making new creative features. I want to be somebody that's driving innovation and actually adding something that's beneficial to the Android community. I just don't want to be somebody who leeches off of other creative people. That's just not who I am. So if I don't understand, if I'm going to use a feature, I want to understand how it works so I could make myself better to produce better content for the community. That's just my philosophy. And so that's why it's taken me this long to include this feature, because I wanted to know how it worked on a code level. And so I studied it, and I looked at all of the code, and I looked how it was put together and how it was structured and how it actually works. And when I finally felt like I understood it, I included it in this ROM, and that's what you're going to get from me. There's other really, really creative people here on Roots Wiki. You've got people like Roman with the AOKP project, who's putting out these amazing features all the time, and super creative person. You've got the Roots Boats team there with Zoom Dev, and I think Krylon 360's in there, and Birdman's in there, and those guys are coming out with just really, really cool features too. And I believe you pronounce the name Keyjar. He's got Gummy Next, and he's doing all sorts of really cool stuff. And I'm sure I'm forgetting other people as well, but I can't stand toe-to-toe with these guys on creating features. I'm just not at that point yet. I do what I do best, and I know how to optimize things, and I feel as though I can put myself in the end user's position from a user experience standpoint and say, how would the end user really want this to look and feel? Not just how many features can I cram in there, or how many things that I can accomplish that would make me happy, but from the end user standpoint, how would that experience, what would it look like and how would it feel? I feel as though I can do that really well, and then I feel as though I can do this. I can communicate what I'm doing to you as I go along. So hopefully you guys find value in that. Hopefully what I'm doing is helping you in some way, and you're enjoying my project, those of you who like the vision of the ROM that I have here. And again, thanks to all those other really talented and creative developers. They just make our community better, and I strive to get to that point myself one day. So as far as features go, again, if I don't either write the feature myself, or B, if I'm going to use it, I want to make sure I understand it, and I want this to be my own. So I don't really want to use a lot of features from other people. I want to feel as though this is my ROM, and I can't feel as though it's my ROM if I'm using everyone else's work, and I just don't want to create another ROM that looks just like all the rest. So that's just my take on that. Kind of a real rabbit trail here, just talking about the advanced power menu, but that's just where I stand as far as features are concerned. So okay, going on, the quick soft keys. I basically removed the lag that is caused by the soft keys. This lag happens because the code is basically written in such a way that it really puts priority on that glow animation on the soft key, and at times it can cause stutter and lag. So basically what I did is I went in and I essentially removed all that lag by playing with the code as far as the animation is concerned, and I think it's really put out a good result, and you can really notice it in your day-to-day interactions with the device, going in and out of applications, in and out of your app drawer, things of that nature. So it's a mod that I really like. So we've got the quick soft keys there. The updater script now deletes the Dalvik cache. In case individuals forget to wipe this, most of the time on my releases, unless I specifically state it, you're just going to have to wipe your Dalvik cache, and then you can flash anything you'd like. if you forget to wipe the Delva cache, at times that can cause issues depending on what I changed in the ROM. So I just went ahead and, just in case you guys forget to do it, I have the update script now actually just wipe your Delva cache for you. Also on this note, this is when you wipe your Delva cache, you'll notice when you reboot the device, you'll have that Android is now upgrading. That little dialog box that pops up and it goes through your applications. That's what happens after you wipe the Delva cache. Okay, so the updater script now is going to do that for you. This next one, when I had all my HTC Incredible ROMs, I was kind of infamous for this. I have basically put this into the update script. So during install, there'll be a folder called Redemption that's pushed to your SD card. Inside the Redemption folder is any extra content, any mods, any kernels, any extra content that you guys could flash optionally will now be pushed to your SD card in a folder called Redemption. This is going to save you guys from having to basically download a ton of different mods and extra content off of multi-upload and following all those crazy links, and this is just going to put everything in one nice package and put it on your SD card. Only drawback is it makes the initial download for the ROM a little bit larger, especially once all these mods and extra content starts to grow, but honestly there is really no downside. The other thing I also did was I included in the update script to say you go from Redemption ROM 1.04 to 1.0.4 to 1.0.5. Depending on what I did, certain mods within that Redemption folder may break something now if you try to flash something that worked on 1.0.4 once you install 1.0.5. So in the script now, any mods that are inside the Redemption ROM folder during install, when you update a new version of the ROM, will be completely deleted, and the new mods that are compatible with that current version will be pushed to your SD card. This is going to ensure that you never flash an incompatible mod and have a phone that now doesn't boot. And if for whatever reason you don't have an Android backup of something or what have you, that could put you in a real precarious situation. So I've included that in the update script now, so hopefully you guys like this idea. It's the new way I'm going to deliver my extra content to you guys, and it makes it real easy. So if you wanted to flash something like, for instance, the blackout mod that I have, which themes your dialer and your contacts and your in-call dialer, it puts a nice black theme to it. If you want to flash that, after you install your ROM, use the advanced power menu, go back into recovery, and then choose to install a zip from your SD card. Find the Redemption folder. Inside there you'll find the mod, and then flash it like any other ROM. It's that easy. So hopefully you guys like the new way I'm going to deliver extra content. So there you go with that. Let's see, I've compiled spare parts from the latest source. Basically, spare parts gives you access to any a whole host of advanced settings. You get to change your window speed, your animation speed, your transition speed. You get to view details about your battery usage. You get to change to like some fancy input animations. You get to do all sorts of really cool things with spare parts. So I compiled that and put it in the ROM, so that's good. Let's see here. We'll go down to the change log. Alright. In version 1.0.3, I had that blackout mod to the dialer, the contacts, and the in-call dialer by default. I've removed that. A lot of you use my ROM because you like that real AOSP purist feel to it, so I don't want to really superimpose anything on you as far as the aesthetic is concerned, because that's one of the things I pride myself on here, is that pure AOSP feel. So basically I reverted back to the stock theme completely. If you want the blackout mod, again, just install it like I suggested previously, and you're good to go there. Let's see here. I fixed an issue that you couldn't restore applications from the market, and also I'm going to be pushing out a patch tonight, right after I start to upload this video. This patch is going to fix 2 bugs that were found early on. One bug being that you couldn't install certain applications from the market. That's fixed. And the other bug that this patch is going to also address is your calendar not syncing with your Gmail account. So one patch will fix both of those bugs. Pretty big bugs. Things like this happen. You push out a release and then bugs come out. But I found a way to fix both of those really rather quickly. I've got a patch. I've tested it. Works perfect. So basically, if you're already on 1.0.4, no big deal. All you do is download this patch, flash it, you're all set. If you are on 1.0.3, basically download both the full 1.0.4 ROM and the patch, put them both on your SD card, reboot into recovery, flash the ROM. Immediately after you flash the ROM, don't reboot the device. Flash the patch. This will bring you up to the most current version, and you're good to go. Okay, so it'll put the bug fixes into place, and when you boot your ROM, you'll be up and running 100%, hopefully bug free. So that's pretty much it for this release. I've done some other stuff under the hood as far as tried to tidy some things up. As far as smoothness, again, hopefully the scrolling through your home screens, things like that, still feels pretty fluid. I messed around with a couple other minor little things, and hopefully it adds that nice smooth experience for you. But anyway, guys, that is it for this one. I just want to remind you, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so. You can keep track of all these types of changelog videos, but I do a lot more than that. I do Linux videos, I do Android videos, I do tutorials. I'm going to start doing some reviews. I just picked up a new laptop, so those of you who want to try Linux and are looking for a good machine, I found an excellent machine for an amazing price, and it runs Linux like a champ. I'm going to be doing a review of my new Asus laptop, and I've got some more interesting things coming down the road there. So make sure to subscribe to me on YouTube, youtube.com/ohheyitslou. If you're not subscribed to me on Twitter, definitely do so. Subscribe to me on Twitter, or follow me on Twitter rather, twitter.com/ohheyitslou. And I've also got a blog. Anytime I do a tutorial, I always have the written instruction on my blog. It is a Blogger account, so ohheyitslou.blogspot.com. And to all of you guys who have really been supporting me, encouraging me, and just again being really positive in the ROM thread, I thank you very, very much. And until next time, guys, we'll see you later.